Fun is the priority in paradise as the tropics go wild for a fortnight during the Barbados Rally Carnival. This legendary motorsport party has attracted a record 30 visiting crews this year, including Drexel Gillespie and John Keatley, who have made the long trip from Ireland to this rally crazy land. Rallying in Barbados has been described a bit like rallying back home in Donegal some 15 years ago. And you know, that's a bit of a compliment because we've got all the same ingredients. Hot competition, hot weather and hot fun. Now, you may see more WRC cars in action in Ireland, but here in Barbados, it's the undisputed rally fun capital of the world. 10 days carnival interrupted by 3 days motoring. That's the magic ingredient that we're looking forward to in this year's party, through the eyes of historic rallyist John Keatley and Drexel Gillespie, two party animals if ever I saw some.
It's a bit different from Killarney on a December morning with a frozen ice up Rangers and Allickers, you know what I mean? Boy, there's some heat out here and it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. In fact, you're lucky to get me up. I'm enjoying myself that much.
What do you think of the show so far?
Oh, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's a tremendous experience. I mean, the hospitality of the people, the weather, the price of beer, the rum punches, it's just unbelievable stuff.
Drexel and John Keatley have brought their historic Fords, and they're not the only representatives from Ireland.
We just saw Write Up Motor News about October last year with an email address that we sent away, and they sent us back various paperwork and came back the week before Christmas and said we'd been accepted as one of the 30 overseas entries.
This invitation for us to come here is work related. The company I'm working for in Ireland, Carriage Computer Company, have set up a business in the Caribbean selling computer systems to the motor trade. And one of our biggest customers is the Simpson Motor Group, who run a very big rally team here. And so my company decided to sponsor them because to make our presence known in the marketplace. And on foot of that, an invitation was offered to me to come to Rally Barbados, or the Rally Barbados Carnival. And it would be rude of me not to accept such a kind offer.
There are others who just cannot resist the charm of the Caribbean. Kenny Hall is on his second visit, and he is very keen to ensure that everybody knows where he comes from.
Quite understated little tartan colour scheme.
It certainly is, all the way from Scotland. Beautiful.
It's a fantastic piece of work. How did you do this?
Well, Stuart, that's the painter that came across with us today. He took a couple of days at the garage and just rattled it up.
Now, you've become a confirmed convert to this part of the world and rallying.
Absolutely, it's a fantastic place to come, and I'll be back again.
Martin Stockdale is on his third visit, and he has built a brand new M3 BMW for the occasion. And apart from rum, there's nothing the Bajans like more than seeing a beached Beamer. Graham Finlayson returns with its much modified Westfield, now known as a Fluke WR1C.
So what's different about Bajan rallying? Well, what's the same, you might say? In the background, we've got a very professional press conference, and of course down here, never too far away, I'm delighted to say, a bar. Cheers.
And while you're enjoying your rum in the sun, you'll see some extraordinary things. No, this is not an alcoholic hallucination. It's Terry Panker's amazing Peugeot Ford.
Well, things are seldom what they appear to be in Barbados, and this is certainly different about it. It looks like a 206 World Rally car, Terry, but it's not really the story, is it?
No, it's not. This is it. All the exterior is, but internally this is actually running Ford Cosworth running gear and four-wheel drive.
But it's fantastically authentic. I mean, is it actual World Rally car bodywork?
It is. Yeah. These are the steel panels, the carbon rear spoiler. Yeah, it's exactly the same. That's why it looks the part.
And underneath is Cosworth, you say?
Yeah, unfortunately, to obtain the World Rally Car running gear is just cost, prohibitive. The idea of this car is that we can use Cosworth running gear, engine, transmission, rear axle, all the drive shafts and everything, which are all available and affordable for the average clubman and above, without going to the incredible expense of WRC.
This year is pretty big, and the crowd seem like a pretty good party crowd as well. So not only have we got good motorsport, but I think the social life will be quite substantial.
The Sun Beach Rallysprint starts the competitive element of the carnival, and our boys are put in the same heat. Drexel's Mark II Lotus Cortina has been well used and is older. John got the better start in his 1974 Mark I RS 1600. But Drexel's car dates back to 1976, and Drexel has been rallying it for 15 years with considerable success. John, on the other hand, has been twice British Historic Rally champion, and in 1996 he won both the Irish and British titles. Before Drexel got behind the wheel of a rally car, he navigated for many of the best drivers around, including Cathal Curley, Desi McCartney, Brian Nelson, John Taylor and Tony Pond. Drexel has had 4 Irish tarmac wins in the old Mark II: Galway, Donegal, Killarney and Cork. But this looks like being John's contest. Is it the younger car or the younger driver? Or is it both? Drexel, the best rally driver in the world? John is through, but now the racing is on a handicap basis, and the red RS 1600 has to give away 6 seconds to the white London Mexico replica of Josef Pottinger. Pottinger is driving his car beautifully. It's a close one, this one, but Keatley is up the bank on the last lap, and that's going to make all the difference. He recovers, but they're heading for the line now. It's one of the closest heats so far in the Sun Beach Rallysprint, and Pottinger is just going to get it by about a bonnet. Trevor Massey Manning is the master of the Vaucluse track, but this year he cannot beat the handicap. And at the end of a dusty day, victory goes to Austrian Pottinger. And you've guessed it, the party begins again. So the first official competition of the Barbados Rally Carnival has just come to an end as the sun goes down in Vaucluse. And what a day it's been for the Irish. Drexel, please attention.
Sorry, yes. It's all. I've already had far too much of the local Falling Down hospitality plum, to tell you the truth. So I want this interview to be very, very short. Thank you.
It's over, in fact. Well, of course, getting rid of Drexel was easy peasy, but then it got a bit more difficult, didn't it?
It got a wee bit more difficult with the other escort out there. Yeah, but we had our moment there. We thought we were catching them, and then we threw it up in the ditch, and that was it.
The event today has been fantastic. The crack has been mighty. The beer has been flowing. Mommy, I didn't drink any of this. I'm holding it for John. But it's been great crack, and roll on the next few days.
With the Sun Beach Rallysprint behind us and Rally Barbados ahead, it's throttle back time. Time to bask in the Bridgetown sunshine, have a look around the tarmac stages and bump into some surprising friends.
How's Belfast these days?
Belfast good.
Alright. I was there in Belfast when they knocked the Abercorn pub in the ground.
Right.
1971.
Wednesday is going to be a very long day as it's all aboard the Jolly Roger by 10 o'clock in the morning for a voyage into the unknown. So the Barbados Rally Carnival hits the high seas. What's in store for us today, Captain?
We have a whole lot in store for you. We'll be sailing along the west coast of the island. We'll be having a wonderful time out here, doing some rope swinging, walking the plank, and a hell of a good party out here on board the Jolly Roger.
question. How did you get home that lap dancer last night? Because the last time I saw her, she was sitting on top of you, and we were going to give you, pull you out, and then we decided just to leave you instead.
She was on her last lap.
By the way, could I have the money you owe me? That $100 that I lent you for, could I have it back?
Not a problem, but my memory's bad.
I'm running a bit short and I have a couple of tires to buy for this weekend.
Quick question for you. What day is it?
Can he say anything?
Yeah, he's speaking just now.
These midges are bad out here.
There's too much biting insects over here. That's what I found.
What size was it?
They were huge.
Yes, it's a dangerous land, and a man can even get captured for life.
I'm Jamie.
Take Pamela.
I take Pamela.
To be my pirate wife.
To be my pirate wife.
That's pirate, not private. This is not private wives, not private ships together.
We nearly lost the cameraman there, but come Saturday it'll all get a little bit more serious. There are 2 days of hard rallying ahead. And as usual, thousands turn up at the start at Simpson's Garage to wish them well over the 32 stages. Drexel, the bodywork on your Cortina is a bit like your own. It's showing a bit of maturity.
Yeah, and I reckon, to tell you the truth, from what we've heard about these roads, Plum, both my body and the body of the car will be a hell of a lot worse in another 2 days. That's probably the best shot you're going to get of it all weekend.
We've dried out now for a couple of days and we're ready to go rallying. It's a nice day here. It's hopefully going to be a wee bit overcast, which would suit me. We're just going out for fun and try to get the end of this behaving ourselves, you know.
We check the notes, end of story. It's all I ever do. I find pace noting totally and utterly the most soul-destroying thing imaginable, and then there's no point in really mucking up a real good holiday.
At number 1, the Sheriff, 9 times winner Roger Skeet.
I definitely go out now to enjoy driving this car on the open road, flat out. And that first and foremost, and the rest of it all happens, you know.
At number 3, the Surfer Paul Bourne, who many say is favourite.
We've had some good results this year, so I guess it's a strong possibility, but you know, in no way can you discount the guys that'll be around me, like Roger Skeet and Trevor Manning and Roger Mears.
Mears is the only WRC Ford Focus on the island, but Micey is the man the Bajans love.
I don't really have the pressure on me. I'm the one that's going to be applying the pressure, so I'm easy now. I don't have any pressure. I just really would like to win the group and make the end of the rally. You know what happened last year.
Last year he broke down while leading. There are 6 stages before lunch, and this will be Skeet's shortest ever Rally Barbados, as the Sheriff is about to beat the clock at the end of the stage. Beat it into little pieces.
We went rather long on that jump. It was a good jump for us. I believe we landed on top of the clock, but that is outside the driver's house, so he knows the road well.
Right, and that was the end of your rally, was it?
No, we started the next stage, and the very next jump, when we landed, the axle inside the sumpers snapped.
It's Bourne, not Skeet or Mears, who appears first at Sailor's Gully. Paul may have been the pre-event favourite, but the Banks WRC Subaru has now been handed an enormous bonus. Mark Maloney is another who will not make it to the lunch break. Yes, his dad is Irish and they do drink a lot of the black stuff in Barbados. Ironically, the Nissan will fall victim to the dark hole stage, as we see from inside Martin Taylor's Proton. It's proving to be a devastating morning for so many of the top men. Manning has already had a brush with the Canefields, but he's now chasing Byrne, and by the 3rd stage he's setting fastest times. Micey is the man who can ruin Paul's party this weekend, but on the next dark hole stage he roars past us and into retirement when he puts the NP Mitsubishi off the road further up the stage. Roger Hill is another member of the elite Bayesian group of drivers who have dominated their home events for over a decade. Englishman Kevin Proctor is being hampered by a misfire in his Sierra Cosworth. Peter Morris has brought his Evo 6 from Trinidad for a little spin. And Barry Gale, the Group 1 winner in the Rallysprint, is the local favourite for the production category. Tom Preston would need to look in his mirrors as Roger Mears has last joined the fray and catches him on stage 4. Now we're on board with John Keatley and James McKeefrey.
in the Exian Corporal Mark I Escort. They're going well and leading the historic category. But there's no sign of Drexel. Has he slept in? Is his hangover too severe?
Well, I've heard of sandbagging by doing slow times, but not even going out on stages. That's pushing it a bit far.
Well, the sun was up, so we had a wee bit of sunbathing to do. I wish that was the truth, actually. We started the second stage, which was actually our first proper stage. Got half a mile, and the bearing on the half shaft pulled out. When the stage was over, a guy who I beat at the raceway on Sunday last comes in, quick, give us a rope. Took me to his garage, took me to another friend's garage, gathered up half shafts, gathered up bearings. At home, you would be on the trailer on your way home. Here, you're just having another go at it. It's absolutely, utterly unbelievable.
Another requiring local assistance will be Graham Finlayson. But this will be a little bit more difficult to fix. The sun is not always shining in paradise, and when it rains, it really rains. And boy, do those roads get slippery, as Willie Polsnick discovers. Shiny tar with a coating of sugarcane makes a lethal combination. And as we see from inside John Keatley's car, there is little warning of the waterworks arriving. Then when it gets dark in the early evening, you suddenly begin to realise that Rally Barbados is a very challenging event.
A lot of the guys thought they could, with delays and things, they could have knocked off maybe the last 3 stages. But in saying that, brilliant stages at night. We had a lot of fun and a lot of exhilaration and adrenaline flying in the middle of the night.
Morning, Paul. The rally progresses and you're still up front.
Yeah, it was quite challenging yesterday actually with the conditions. Even though my main competition dropped out of the rally, bit by bit, crashes, mechanical failures. It was still quite challenging just dealing with the elements, really. Trying to beat the elements, not let them beat me.
Day 2 and Paul Bourne and Louis Venezia now dominate. Roger Hill and Graham Gittins are trying to keep them honest. But a Toyota GT4 was around a long time before a WRC Impreza. Barry Gale and Ryan Rodriguez not only lead Group N, they are also now in 3rd place overall. Gary Gregg is 4th in his Evo 6. And Sean Darling and Logan Watson are 5th in their Evo 5. Incredibly, Barry Mars, who's flown back from college in England to take part, is in 6th place in a Toyota Starlet, closely followed by Cliff Ruett in a similar car. Jeff Hewlett has been the undisputed entertainer in the Caribbean for some years now, and he knows how to entertain a lady. But could it be that Andrew Jones, and indeed Greg Cozier, are trying to get in on the act? It should now be a tour to the finish, but as we have seen so many times in the past, nothing is ever certain in rallying. We're on stage 25 out of 32, and that's the rally leader rolling to a halt.
Paul, desperate. What's the problem?
Run out of fuel.
Run out of fuel, that's it?
That is it. That is it.
How can that have happened?
we had a problem with the wheel. We broke a wheel off, and we were fixing that, and just no one thought about fuel. Harold, we have run out of gas in the stage. Dark hole.
If you get fuel now, Paul, can you get a result in this rally?
Obviously, we're gonna get a DNF for this stage, which is fastest time plus 20%, which is roughly 12 or 15 seconds. If we can then get to the next stage, we're gonna get a few. Obviously, we're gonna be late there too. That may be another 20 seconds, and at that point, we would still be okay. So I don't know.
Is he in or is he out as Paul's emotions go on a roller coaster ride? It will be a month before the matter is resolved. As I said, nothing ever happens too suddenly in Barbados. Our clubmen all finish. Well, it's not hard to really when you're allowed to start again as Drexel did. He and Jill are gasping for a rum punch. Martin Taylor and Peter Gallagher are 35th and 5th of their category. And they have a little spin. Dermot Hassett and Julie Brady bring their Corsa back to Bridgetown in 36th place. But our heroes this weekend are John Keeney and James McKeefrey, who not only win the Historics, but come home in 16th place overall. So to the top two in the 2003 Barbados Rally. Barry Gale and Ryan Rodriguez finish at the runner-up spot and take the production category. But who is the number one? Paul Bourne? No, I'm afraid not. When all the calculations were done, it was finally decided that the Subaru was out of time. So after many years of trying, Roger Hill and his co-driver, Graham Giddens, are the Rally Barbados champions.
The car worked superbly. Graham, my navigator, did an excellent job. Our crew was unbelievable. I don't know how many times they changed tires. I lost count. It was just from dry to wet, wet to dry, you know, but it was great.
Takes a dipstick to read a dipstick.
Absolutely right. What a day, feel a real dipstick to. Plum man, great to see you. Did you ever? I bet you never thought I'd make it here, did you? Honestly,
not in a month of Sunday.
Well, I could tell by the look on your face at the karaoke the other night that you said, "Oh, he's no missing that old bucket."
And so it's back to the party as the sun sets on another Barbados Rally Carnival. The rum resources may be low, but the spirits are high, and the memories of these 10 days of fun in the sun will last 12 months until we return to this motoring madness in paradise.